animals out here in the forest, they rely on their natural colors to help blend into their background. So keep an extra sharp eye out as they could be hiding just about anywhere. Now over on that right hand side, actually in that back right corner there, that's the yellow-backed duiker. And that's an incredibly rare sight out on the safari. They are incredibly shy and they rarely come out. Duiker does mean diver, so they are divers. They actually are the largest duiker of all duiker species. Also on the right there in the bottom corner is the okapi. Now okapis are generally very shy and reclusive in nature. They're not too territorial though. You'll often find them hidden deep within the forest. Female okapis are generally slightly taller than their male counterparts. And although they kind of resemble zebras with all of their leg stripes, okapis are actually the closest known relative to giraffes. It's because they share a similar skeletal structure and a long prehensile tongue. Laying against the wall on our left is the black rhino. Now, black rhinos, they can reach up to around 3,000 pounds. They can hit speeds of about 30 miles per hour.
Look at it.
Now they are solitary rhinos, so they'll spend the majority of their days living just by themselves. Unfortunately though, due to poaching, there are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the world today. It does look like there are some antelope friends straight ahead here, just behind the bamboo. So the tan-colored one that's right there, that is a greater kudu. And the copper-colored one hiding way in the back, kind of behind us there, is a bongo. Now the bongo and greater kudu, they are cousins. They both have those white stripes on their midsection. Those act as their main form of camouflage. So when they're hiding out in the trees, those stripes mimic the sun's rays peeking through. We are now making our way over towards the Safi River. The river is home to more aquatic animals, so keep an eye out in the water. Look for any shadows or bubbles. Those are normally great indicators of some animals. It does look like all along the island here are the pink-backed pelicans. Now they get their name as they turn a pinkish color during their mating season. It's actually their skin that will change colors and not their feathers. So just like us humans blushing. They are colonial nesters. There'll be anywhere from about 20 pairs of birds to about 500 pairs. And a group of pelicans is called a pod of the water. It does look like we have some hippo friends right here, having a little tussling match there. Now hippos, a group of them is called a bloat. Even though they can swim, they are so heavy that they'll just run along the bottom of the water. They can actually hold their breath for about 6 to 8 minutes at a time.
That was cool that we got to see that, dude.
An adult male hippo can reach up to around 5,500 pounds. For their size though, they eat a fairly small amount, roughly just 80 to 90 pounds of vegetation daily. And Nile crocodiles, they are the largest crocodilian species in all of Africa. On average, they're about 16 feet long and about 500 pounds. Now, they have an incredible jaw strength of roughly 5,000 pounds of pressure. Now, on our left, hiding out in the cave there, those are the African wild dogs. Now, they're also known as the painted dogs. Their coat patterns are so unique, they can actually identify one another from about a mile away from each other. Don't let their cuteness fool you though. They are the most successful predator, the success rate of 90%. To put that in perspective, lions have a success rate of 30%. On the left here, these are the sable antelopes. They are the official emblem here of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. They have an average lifespan of around 18 years. Their coats will darken as they mature. They're a dominant male-led group. That's actually the dominant female who will lead them in their movements, make all their decisions. And they have their horns, which they use to show their dominance, both fighting and sparring, as well as love and courtship. Now to our right and crossing in front of us here, these are the wildebeest. Now, wildebeest is Afrikaans, meaning wild beast. Over 1.5 million of them used to migrate across Africa every single year. You'd actually be able to track their migration pattern all the way from space due to the amount of dirt that they kick up as they migrate.
That's crazy.
A group of wildebeest is called a confusion. That's because they run in all different directions in order to confuse any predator. Ahead on our right, making their way closer towards us, are the Hartmann Mountain zebras. Now, a group of zebras is called a dazzle. If you're wondering if they're black with white stripes or white with black stripes, the answer is actually neither. If you shave a zebra down to their skin is just striped. No two stripe patterns will ever be the same. In the babies, they actually have the ability to imprint on their mother's stripe pattern. That way they can always recognize her and remain close to her for that first year of life. Also to our right are the springbok. Now, springbok are small. They're one of the top 10 fastest animals in the world, reaching speeds of about 50 to 60 miles per hour. And they get their name, which means springing buck, as they can spring about 6 feet up into the air and around 13 feet when going forward. When they do that, it is called pronking. Here are the Maasai giraffes. Now, they're the tallest animals in the world, standing at about 18 to 20 feet tall. Just like our fingerprints, those spot patterns are unique to them. A group of giraffes like that is called a tower. The first thing a baby giraffe experiences is gravity. Mom gives birth standing up, so it's a nice 6-foot welcome drop to the world. Except it only takes a newborn giraffe about an hour after birth to start standing up and walking. They only sleep about 30 minutes a day. That's not one 30-minute nap they'll take. It's a bunch of small little naps that are scattered throughout the day. Often so standing up, as laying down makes giraffes way more vulnerable to predators. Over on the right is the African elephant. You can tell it's the African elephant as those ears, they are shaped like the continent of Africa. And those ears, you can see that they are filled with blood vessels. So by just flapping their ears, elephants can actually cool themselves off up to about 15 degrees. So it's like they have their own little cooling system that's built right in. On the right, or on the left, are a few more African elephants there. Now, they are the largest mammals in the world. Fully grown, an African elephant reaches up to about 13,000 pounds.
Pretty crazy, man.
Up ahead here, these are the greater flamingos. They are the lightest in color and largest of all flamingo species. They get their pink coloration from the beta-carotene found in their diet of mainly brine shrimp. It does take around 2 to 3 years for their pink to develop, so any gray and white ones you're seeing are the younger ones of the group. And a group of flamingos like this is called a flamboyance. Now, if you're looking for those brighter pink flamingos, those would be the lesser flamingos. You can find them over in the front of the park on the left side of the Tree of Life. You're looking at the tree from the park entrance. Now we have just entered into some larger cat territory here, and there is a cheetah laying down to our left. Now cheetahs, they are the fastest land mammals, reaching about 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. They can't hold their speed for too long though, roughly just a few hundred yards. And they have incredibly muscular tails, which act kind of like rudders on a boat. And it helps them change directions as well as keep their balance as they run. They also have black tear marks that run underneath their eyes. Those act as the cheetah's natural sunglasses. They're the only bigger cats to do their hunting during the daytime. It does look like both the lions are out as well. Now the white rhinos, a group of them is called a crash. That's a pretty accurate name for them. Rhinos, they have pretty terrible eyesight. only see about 10 feet in front of them clearly, can reach speeds of about 35 miles per hour. Crash is a pretty accurate name for them. Now in a lion pride, it will be the females who go out and do the hunting, while the males, they stay back, guard the territory and any cubs. The reason the females go out and do the hunting is they weigh significantly less, as the manes that the males carry can weigh around 40 pounds. When they roar at their full power, you can hear that roar from about 5 miles away. So that would take you all the way over to Epcot. They have pretty comparable daytime vision to ours, but a lion's nighttime vision is about 6 times more powerful. They'll typically rest about 16 to 20 hours a day and are much more active during the nighttime. Now warthogs, they are burrowing animals. You'll find that they'll back up into their burrow, or they can charge at any predator of theirs with their razor-sharp tusks. And it's pretty common for warthogs to reuse holes in the ground that were dug and left by other
They
animals.
always have a tree. There's one laying down. Yeah, it's kind of tough.
They lay some pretty ginormous eggs. Those eggs are right here on the right-hand side. Now those eggs, they are incredibly strong. And a grown adult can actually stand on them and not even crack them. Just about one ostrich egg is equivalent to about 2 dozen chicken eggs. And we did just find a bunch of really cool animals, and they all need our help. That can be just as simple as reducing, reusing, and recycling. So getting those reusable water bottles, straws, even silverware, it's all a great way to start reducing all of that plastic waste. Making sure we recycle as much paper as we can. That way we can help out all those animals out there who really rely on trees for their survival.